Hi everyone, welcome to your lifestyle video for Wednesday, March 8th. It's March already, 2018. This week I want to talk to you about pattern mixing, which is something that I think everyone is a little bit intrigued by, but maybe a little bit unsure of how to go about it. So I'm going to give you a couple of simple, quick tips that you can incorporate and little ways to know what works with what and how to use those in your everyday wardrobe. So, 3 main tips that you want to think about when pattern mixing is using one dominant pattern and one accent pattern. So that means using scale. So you have one large print that's going to be the focus and one smaller print that's going to be the accent. Number 2 is using one distinct color family that's going to keep everything sort of uniform. And number 3 is knowing your neutrals. Okay, so we're going to start with number 1, using scale. And I'm going to show you 2 different prints. We have this is our long sleeve polka dot tunic. You can see this is an all over pattern, kind of busy. And then we have our brand new legging print. This is the floral and lace. So it's got the, it's mostly white with sort of a fishnet detail and then a floral pattern. And the reason why these work together is because we're incorporating the first 2 rules together. So we have our dominant pattern on top. This is the main focus, the busy part of the print. And then our accent pattern, and they're in the same color family. So they're both black and white. They're not competing with each other. And the main colors are inverse of each other, meaning that the background color of this top is black and the background color of these leggings is white. So you've got the really tiny scaled print here and then the large scale print. So they complement each other nicely and it doesn't look too crazy when you're looking at it like this, okay? So that is using our first 2 rules, scale and color. Number 2 specifically is sticking within one color family. So we have couple different things. We have our heather gray short sleeve bamboo dress here, and we are going to incorporate our gray plaid pencil skirt, and these are all similar gray tones, so they're not going to compete with each other. This one has a little bit more of a blue tone. This is more of a classic gray tone. And now we're going to incorporate, sneak peek you guys, this is our brand new sleeveless cardigan. Sneak peek. And this is a heather gray with a thin, narrow white stripe. So we're going to put on our bamboo dress, incorporate our pencil skirt as a scarf. So just put it around your neck like so. And then our sleeveless cardigan over top. And like I said, the reason that this all works together is because it's in the same color family. They're using gray tones, so everything is kind of cohesive, and the eye kind of naturally flows all the way down. It's not darting all across the pattern. And we have our narrow stripe with the large plaid. So we're using different scales as well as the same color here. So these are just simple, easy little ways to incorporate different patterns. See that? Another way to do this is knowing, like I said, knowing your neutrals. So obviously when you think of a neutral, you think of creams, blacks, whites, but we can also use stripes as a neutral. The reason why we use stripes is because it is a simple pattern that is a little bit more toned down, so it allows the busyness of a contrasting pattern to naturally stand out further. So we have our hooded tunic. This is a navy hooded tunic with an arrow pattern, and these are in the same color family here. So the arrow pattern is a little bit more spaced out. There's more blank space here, and then you can see that the stripe just naturally sort of blends in, so they're not competing. And what we're going to do is just pair them together. So you have this little hint of the stripe peeking through, and then what I've done is just rolled up the sleeve so you can see more of the stripe here. So we have the simplicity of the stripe with the busyness of the arrow pattern. There's a lot more blank space here and a lot less blank space here, so they're really balancing each other out. Okay. And the last way is using, again, the dominant pattern and an accent pattern. This is another sleeveless cardigan we have coming soon. It's hard to tell, but it's a black and white sort of heathered effect, but when you stand back it looks gray. So that's gonna pair nicely with a more bold wild legging. This is the Hypnotic. So you can see it's got this really graphic geometric black and white with the gray and purple accents. So we're sticking in the same color family with the black and white. You have a large, wild, all over pattern, and then a very small, more neutral pattern. So you can pair these together really easily, put on any color top that you want, and it's not going to look too wild or crazy. Sticking in the same color family. So those are just a couple quick, simple tips for pattern mixing. If you're not ready to be sort of wild and crazy, try using different materials. So using a more flowy material with a more structured material, for example, a long flowy maxi skirt with a structured leather jacket. That's a really interesting way to play up those details. So you can use, this is our cardigan here. You can see it's got this this ribbed effect, and this is a much different texture than our cross front tunic, but it's still in the same color family. It plays up the red and the oranges in this floral print, and it doesn't look busy or too wild. So this is a very smooth, soft texture, and then this is a ribbed knit sort of texture. So you could also tie in printed accessories if you want just a little hint of a print. So we have floral teardrop earrings you could easily incorporate with a striped top or a simple dress, and it won't look too wild or crazy. So those are just a couple of quick ways that you can incorporate pattern mixing into your style without being overwhelmed or looking like you got dressed in the dark. So using one dominant pattern and one accent pattern, so using scale, large versus small, using one color family, and knowing your neutrals. So you can use a stripe as a neutral. Polka dots also work great. Florals work great because they complement any other pattern that you're going to be working with. So those are just a couple quick ways. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.